don't laugh. Don't laugh at what I've come up with, but I think it's going to work really well. G'day everyone, welcome back to Tom's Brook Farm. Back into doing this again. So we're going to keep plumbing, get it going. And Henry is also out spraying the canola. So we are 3 weeks away from harvest. So Henry's out there desiccating. I have got the drone with me, so I'll throw that up later on today when he's out in the paddock. He's just doing the outside laps at the moment, so well, lap I should say. But yes, we're desiccating our canola, so we desiccate with Roundup, and that's just so that we can get the plant all to essentially ripen at the same time and make harvest a bit easier. If you let it go naturally, you'll lose actually a fair bit of canola. When I put the drone up, you'll see orange, yellow, and you'll see green. So that orange yellow is yeah, those are the pods that are turning, that are changing. The green is obviously still coming, but that's why we desiccate, because if we leave it, the green stuff, where if we wait for that to come naturally, all the stuff you see that's orange now, that will essentially be gone by the time you go to harvest it. Breeze, rain, anything will just knock the pods, and the seed will all fall on the ground. So spraying it now, he's in the Renegade. He's going to do all of it, but we're going to keep Renegade for seed next year. Obviously we don't spray our seed, so he will leave, I don't know, 2 or 3 hectares out there. We'll collect 6 tonne, and then we will be able to get, look, I'm going to keep maybe about 2.5 tonne. I'm going to get a tonne of velocity in, so we're going to give that seed a go, that variety. But yeah, we'll obviously, you're never too sure on your allocations with seed. Just can always be a bit iffy because you're buying it in, but we'll see what happens. So let's talk about this. This is where we got on Friday. So we've got it all plumbed up. At the moment, we can go and fill this with water, and we can start the pump. Now, obviously we can't start the pump. That's something for Rotec to do. They're the guys who wired it up. Yes, I got someone to wire it up for me. We could have done it ourselves. It would have been a learning curve. I've never personally wired up an engine before. It's not all that difficult, but I just thought it'd just be so much better just to get a professional who does it day in, day out, get it done properly, and then that way I know that this is never going to, if you do a farmer job and you're learning it, at doing it, chances are you're going to stuff it up at some point, and you could have some issues with the motor going along. Anyway, so I got it professionally done. It was the way to do it. So I needed to get this section here plumbed so that they could start it. They can't start the motor until they have water in the pump. So if you try and start, like if you were to start this and run the wet end without any water, you're going to cook the pump. Like you'd be able to run it for, let's say, maybe a minute before you start doing damage. Yeah, so that's why they got it to a point that it's all good, and then it was up to us to get it plumbed up. Now the only thing we haven't done is this here, and that is our primer. So that's going to go up here, and I'll just need to get Dad to bring out a bit of hose for that so we can kink that off, because I need this to be welded up here so I can put it up there. And yeah, that's like a last job. This is the primer, so this is what I can when I'm sucking. So that's what this is, obviously from the tank. Turn that one off, turn this one on. We got all our hoses that will be in here. We can go and throw that in a dam. So imagine that's in a dam. Now that hose is empty, it's not got water in it. So we prime it, and that just sucks all the water through, and you can get going. This is so that we can then fill it. So that comes along, you open this tank here, and then you can fill it yourself, and then it'll probably run maybe about a quarter open. And that's because when you're at a fire, you don't have your water out of your cannons going the whole time. And again, if you leave the water just running without the pump running without water flow, you're going to cook your pump again. So you just need to bleed off so that the water runs out. So today's mission, just essentially keep on plumbing. So yeah, let's get on into it. So I've got a couple boxes of all our stuff that you can see. This one here, I actually need to figure out if I've got the correct fittings. So obviously in the shop, we've just put everything together so that we can make sure that we've got everything. So this is going to go probably out the back somewhere. Let's just say it's going there. So this one here is going to go to our. I've got a what's it called? I've got a secondary line, so a secondary hose coming, gun, so that you can not use the big cannons. You save your water, use little water when you're doing like little spot fires. So that's what this hose goes to. I then need to make sure that I've got the correct fitting, because an electronic valve, which is in town, should be ready to pick up today, is going in there, which will be controlled from the cab. Now that is for our crew protection, which this will go like that, and then on the end of this goes this, which will then go on our side over here like that. So tell you what, I don't have Henry with me today because Henry's out spraying. I got Dad here tomorrow. We might leave this side, leave doing that section, because I think it's going to be best to just chuck a skin on the back. Skin this, weld it up, because then this all needs to be welded on. And I don't want to put the skin on the inside, I want to put it on the outside. So we'll do the other stuff, but just, so you got an idea. But I'm just going to go through and now and just check to make sure I've got everything. Everything that we ordered for everything that we got here, and make sure it's all going to work. So we can do that, and then we'll look at mounting the cannons and the remote cannon at the front, things like that today. Right, this makes perfect sense to me, and yes, I am missing one thing. Am I? Yes, I'm missing one thing. So let's run you through it. This is where the pump comes out of the pump, and we'll start with the short leg. So this goes across to this one here and up, and like I was just saying, that goes to our 1-inch hose with the gun on it. This is where the electronic valve is going to be. I need to get another one of these. I believe that they are female threads on the valve, so I'm going to need that in there. Then it comes up to here. That's activated from the cab. These will go by pipe. That's just there, across to our I'm losing the word now, crew protection. So that's that one sorted. Right, now this way, it goes across here, and then this is what these T's are for here. This T here goes across and goes to our cannons, well, our striker monitors. So it comes across and then up to our striker monitors. Hopefully those nozzles are in town today. And then we've got this one here. So then it comes here. This is our air activated solenoid. So this is what will be running the cannon from the cab. So then that goes across, down, up, and then that'll go all the way across into here, and then the cannon's there. So we do have everything, which is good. I just got to get that one fitting. Dad's coming out tomorrow, so I hope I'll be able to get him to pick all that stuff up, and we'll be sorted. What I might do, as you can see, I've got the airbox hose removed off there. I'm going to take this off now, so I've got room in here, and then we're relocating that all the way to the tippy top, but I can't do that just yet because that's going to have a solar panel up there as well, so I just need to make sure where I'm putting that before I mount that. So let's get that off. So whilst I'm undoing this, you may notice that I've got Heimlich back. Now it's not November yet, but so the wife and kids, it's obviously school holidays at the moment, and they've headed up to their in-laws for the week because they're helping paint the house up there. Now obviously I'm down here because I've got a lot of work to get on with. I've got to get this thing operational before harvest. This is our big big ticket item we want to make sure we get done. Anyway, they were leaving, so I was like, I'm gonna have a bit of fun, and I'm just gonna do the tash and get Rhiannon's reaction. So head over to Instagram, my Instagram page, to see that, because it was quite funny, her reaction. I filmed it. But yeah, so it's just a bit of fun to get the old tash going again. But just a timely reminder about everything that Movember stands for. Obviously, there's our airbox. We've got the big thing that we go for, prostate cancer. If you're over 40, just go and get checked. It's literally just a blood test now. If you don't have symptoms or whatever, then probably not as important, but you should just get checked anyway. As soon as you get 40, just go and do it, especially if you've got family history like I do. Go and get checked. It's a blood test. Testicular cancer is another one. So guys, when you're in the shower, get the shower hot and steamy, get your hands, just roll your nuts around. Roll them around, and that way you'll know what your nuts feel like. If you feel something, then you've got to go and get it sorted. You know, men, we tend to just, it's too embarrassing. I don't want to go and talk to a doctor about that, but they talk about this stuff all the time. Go and see a doctor about it if you've got issues. And then the last one, obviously mental health. It's a big push from Movember this year about mental health. Us as men, again, we don't talk. We tend to bottle things up and not reach out until it's too late. So if ever you are feeling down, just go and talk to a mate, talk to anyone. They'll be happy to chat to you. No one wants to live in a world without you. So just make sure that you go and you talk to someone, and get everything that's on your chest, get it off, because you need to get it out. You can't just bottle it up. And if you are noticing a mate that's maybe a little bit off, something like that, go and have a chat to them. It'll mean the world to them if they are struggling, and you reach out and have a chat. Not just how you going, and they go good. Go, how you really going? Get in there, ask the question, get that conversation flowing, because it's something that we need to do and we need to get better at. Right, I have, when I can get my Allen key off, got that sorted. So let's figure out how we're going to mount everything. Alright, so I've just left it at that angle for now. Now you guys might be able to tell, but this is on a bit of an angle and it's pointing down. Now, not a huge much I can do about that, because this is what Wicked did for us. They put this on, and you can see they've used a whole bunch of Loctite, so this is absolutely just solid. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. I prefer it to be square, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'll just use the barb and the hose, and we'll put it wherever we want to put it. I'm not too sure where I'm going to go with everything, because the electronic solenoid for the crew protection is actually quite big and bulky. So I'm not too sure what to do there. If it's better to come inside the frame and have it in here, or I just don't think I'm going to have any room. I think it's going to be either. Well, I'll have to look at my design down there and how I could fit it in, but underneath there, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so I've gone at this angle so the hose can come up, and then I'm going to mount it underneath here, and then the T will go sort of along here somewhere. Yeah. We're all just making this up as we go, so let's put our pipe on the end, well, our barb on the end, and yeah, let's get going. A few hours has passed since I last spoke to you. Still haven't done that down there, and there's a reason for that. So what I've done since then, caught up with Henry, because you might be able to hear he's just come back in now for this will be brewing up for his third tank now, so I'll put the drone up when he goes back out. I've been putting all of our fittings together. Always handy dropping that on the ground. And just getting them all so that they're all done with thread tape. It just gets too long if I'm going down and winding them all up and then coming back up, and I need to know where I'm going to place it all, essentially is what I'm getting at. But I also was on a Zoom call with Movember for about an hour, so that also took some time. But what I'm thinking and why it's been so long is I'm just trying to work out where everything goes. So this here, let me get out of the way. This here is our, this goes to the cannons. So, well, this goes to the striker monitors. So it goes to that side and to that side. And then this, as you can tell, goes to the front. So if I go for where that is now, just without putting it underneath, that's where we're sort of looking. I'm sort of thinking that maybe we should change that and bring it up here so that it is, I don't know if I can get it in there. There we go. So that is like that, okay? So that's like that. Well, let's put it there. So it's going to each side and then it's going forward for our cannon, which means I need to take that off of there and just put a straight barb in. I'm then trying to work out what I'm going to do with the, it's really annoying I don't have the electronic valve here because it would be rather handy, but it is quite a big unit. So obviously if I'm bringing a hose to the middle here off that, and then the hose can bend, come around and go into this, I'm then wondering what I do. Do I say, for instance, hang on, which way does this go? No, that's correct. So if that goes in like this, comes out of the floor maybe, sort of be like that. That goes, that's my my nozzle there. So that goes to my little handheld nozzle. Then I've got the giant big 2-inch electronic valve in here. And then this is to, I need that as a T-piece. Why haven't I got that as a T-piece? I'm gonna need another T-piece. Anyway, so that goes like that, and then it means that I can, I'm just trying to figure out where I put it all. Because like I said just before, there is no room to put it obviously back here, which is where I prefer it. And if I was to put it back there, it'd have to be over here somewhere or down there, which is sort of in the way of the crew protection. So just gonna figure this all out and mount it up. Well, figure it all out and then get Dad to go and get some parts for me so that we can make it all work, and then put it all together. But it's taking a long time, but once it's done, it's done. So I prefer just to take my time and think about how it's all going to go together, and where's things going to go, and make sure that it's all going to work the way that I want it to work. Because better to take time to think about it now than just jumping straight into it and having it not where I want it and not working and all that. So I'm going to unscrew, and there we go. We've got the T-piece down there, so we'll use that T-piece down there, and here somewhere. We'll make it work. I'll get it all sorted. I'll get back to you. in that drone footage, you would have seen what I was saying earlier on about the green canola and the like yellowy, orangey, brown canola. The green canola is the stuff that is not quite ripe, and the other stuff is ripe, and we're at that 40%, so that's why we're spraying. But yeah, no, looks good. Hopefully Henry will get over that this week, and yeah, we've got some hot days coming up actually. I think tomorrow's 29 and I think we've got a 30 on Thursday, mate. Yeah, I'll have to check the forecast, but it is quite warm. Now I have come up with a bit of a solution here. It's one hell of a contraption when I show you. And I just need a couple more parts from Dad when he comes out of town. But let me walk you through it. This is the contraption. Okay, so we're gonna have a hose, 2-inch hose coming from our tap there, comes straight in to here. Then this will go straight along and then goes out to each of our striker monitors, goes below, activated there, and goes forward to our cannon on the front. Back here, comes around and then comes out, and then this is going to be our 1-inch hose for our hand cannon, so like our hand nozzle. So that's for mop up, things like that, when you don't want to use a lot of water. And then this will come across here. There will be, right there will be the 2-inch electronic valve right there, and then I'll probably get a right angle and then chuck this over like that maybe, and then that means this here from here will be our crew protection going out to the side, and it'll be our desired height, and I'll be able to fit it all in there because I can just angle this down, angle the T-piece down like that to make sure that we're clear with the 2-inch valve. So yeah, a bit of a contraption, and I know I'm going to get a comment, oh, all these right angles, you're slowing your water down. Yes, you are. There is friction when you get whenever there's a bend in a hose, especially a right angle, there's going to be friction there. So obviously you got friction coming off the pump for that right angle, you got friction turning into here because that's a right angle. Then there'll be friction there, right angle, there's going to be a right angle over there, friction again, there's also friction here going down, there'll be friction up at there, and obviously here. Now whilst there is friction, water friction, it's not going to make a difference. That pump is pumping out a hell of a lot, and for what we're doing, we're not going to notice the difference that the water friction is going to make. We obviously try to reduce the amount of angles that we can, but this is the best way to do it in the least possible amount of angles. The other design, our original design, is probably a bit better, but that's not going to work because we don't have room, and I'd rather just put it underneath the deck here like this. So that's your answer to the right angle question, which I know I'm going to get. So I'm going to get some thread tape. I'll thread tape this up, and yeah, we can progress. I'm doing a little bit of a squirrel. So first of all, I was mounting up my manifold down there. Now the only thing I have in the shed at the moment is, you're probably going to laugh, rain, what are they called? Downpipes. And you've got your little mounts that you can attach to the wall. So that's what I had, which I'm going to use to hold the pipe. Pipe doesn't need to be secure, but it was just too loose for that. Now we've got, it's on the ground just there, and I'll show you that in a bit. But it's just flat bar, like flat steel, 2 mil thick, 1 mil thick, something like that, with holes in it. So I'm going to use that and tack that onto the floor there, and that will hold it secure and tight. Now that was over at Will's. They borrowed it, and while I was there, I thought I'd just check the fire truck and how, because he's got one of the Cascade Volunteer Bushfire Brigade trucks over there. So the flashing lights, everything, the $400,000 truck, it's over there. Now I was like, oh, I just want to see what it's like when with standing next to the striker nozzle. They've got these striker cannons over there as well. And I was surprised, because if you watch the last video, Henry was up like this, and it just seemed silly. It seemed too high up. But standing and you just getting a gauge on the other ones are actually this high as well. Now the only difference is they are back here. So it's at the back of the cage, and then you can have a man standing back there, but where you stand physically, because there's a tank in the way, is at the back, and you're looking down it. Now, for me, now I'm a bit taller than Henry, this is actually quite a good height for me. Now, all you need to do is just tighten these things up. And then it's oh God, hang on. It's quite a good height for me. So it's let me get this back up into place. There we go. It's quite a good height for me. I'm looking down the barrel on the side, and this is our, we've got our off and our on. We want to be able to access that. So thinking that we'll just weld it up, probably lift it up another couple mil and weld it, make a mount and weld it so it's out on the bar there. And then we'll be able to just, when this thing works for me, geez. There we go. And then we are all good to fight our fire. Now, on the other side, because this is with the striker nozzle, the striker sticker facing the right way. Oh, you know what? You can go on the ground. There you go. It's clearly where you want to go. Now, on the other side, if you were to keep them the same style, shape, looking thing, it would then be out on the outside. It'll make sense when I show you, but I'm just going to flip it upside down, and then you're standing on the left-hand side using your right arm, and you're looking down the barrel on this way, whereas you'd still be using that if we have it the same way that this one is over there. You'd still be the exact same, except for the barrel is over here. So just going to flip it so the barrel's this way, and you're looking down it, and we should be sweet. So I'm going to continue on with that at the front. That's fine. Let's mount this thing up here, down here, this manifold, and then we can start to get some hoses going around the place. So that's what I was using, and it's just not secure enough. And this is what I'm going to use. This is what I meant by the holes, and it means I can just get it up in there, shape it to where I want, and just tack it nice and tight. That's the plan anyway. I have gone and sorted out these hoses here at the front. Again, they're going to our striker monitors. And I'm trying to come up with a idea of how I'm going to secure the striker monitor upright. So the upright up here. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at what I've come up with, but I think it's going to work really well. So I'll put you there. Don't laugh. All right, so this is a cut-off star picket. I know. And when you sit it on this riser, it actually fits perfectly. Like, you could not ask for better. It's good for two reasons. I can get long welds along here, so it's a nice secure, like it's not gonna. My other thought was doing things like tabs. So just do a couple tabs out, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now that would work, but it also wouldn't be as strong. Now this is where don't laugh. All right, so I'm like, well, how do I attach that to here? So over here, can you see? Probably not. So I've got that, and on my my bar here, it doesn't line up. I've only got one like that tiny edge there to weld off. But if I get two, if I join them together, again, don't laugh. If I join them together, weld here, and then again, it fits not quite perfectly, but it fits pretty good. And if I can go like that, you get weld, weld, and then it's sort of a bridge weld along there, or I just weld it on one side. Probably just do it on one side, let's be honest. I haven't tested it to see how it's going to work on the coming out. So that's what we're doing right now. The distance. Oh, I know it's a silly idea, but that's going to work. That is 100% going to do what we want. Oh, I can't believe that. Oh well, star pickets to the rescue. So that's what it's going to be. Unless between now and when I weld it up, I find something different. But honestly, that is, yeah, that's going to be perfect. It's perfect distance out, and yeah. The only issue is it's your welding galv. I'm not a fan of welding galv. Never goes too well. Actually, this whole pipe here is probably galv anyway. Yeah, it's galv pipe. So welding galv to galv. That I try and avoid galv. It just doesn't. I'm not the best at welding it because you get the. You'll see when I go to weld it, but you get the gas and everything that comes off it. Even when you clean it really well, it just doesn't go very, very good. So I hope you're not sitting in your chair laughing your head off at my idea, but it's gonna work. You watch, mark my words. Right, let's mark this up, go down, get some welding done. Okay, I've just tacked it. I don't want to go and weld the full thing until I've actually put it in position and just checked. So that's what we're going to go and do now. Alright, so if I weld that edge along there and there, that gives us our tap on and off, and we should be sweet. For you welders out there in the comments, comment below on tips for welding galv, because that's why I always get painted steel, things like that, because it's just so much easier to weld to. Galv is something I always avoid, and normally whenever you get galv, it's tiny thin steel and it's a pain in the ass to weld to anyway. But yeah, let us know below how. Give me some tips for welding galv, because I'm all ears. I am all ears. I'm going to show you my welds. Be nice. Absolutely shocking on the star pickets, but on the pipe to the star picket, pretty good. Now I'm going to take that down to. I didn't really grind the gal well enough off the star picket. So when I do the next one, I'm going to really get in there and just grind it properly, and yeah, we should be right. So I just got one more side to do, and we can then, well, I can see if I can get my welder over there to attempt to just tack it in place, see what it's going to be like. We've got our monitor, and look, it is going to be a bit high for like Henry and anyone shorter than me, essentially. But you're still going to get what you need. So you still can strike, fire. So that's on, off. We're still going to be able to hit exactly where we want. Now we've got it set up, it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad off the wing mirror. So we're more aiming out here on a fire, going out there. So I'm rather happy with that. Well, with that, guys, I reckon we'll leave the video there. We've got a fair bit accomplished today. We've got the manifold over there made up. That's the main one that I wanted to make sure we got that sorted, so that's good, we got that. Dad's coming out tomorrow. Nozzles haven't arrived in town yet, but hopefully tomorrow he'll pick them up before he comes out, which would be good. He's going to bring out a few more things. hopefully that electric solenoid, so that we've got that all hooked up. And yeah, tomorrow we might even jump in the, so next video we might even jump in the tank and we'll cut the tanks so that they're all joined together. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when these videos come out. Don't forget to share it to someone who you might think is interested in seeing, you know, a farm, and especially turning an army truck into a fire truck. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.